alive, it's one of those days. Hey Flosstube, it's Kerry and Stitches. It's Friday the 22nd of July and this is video 71. Hello and welcome, I hope you've all had a good stitchy week. This is my week 3 roundup of Maynia. Let's go with something like that, isn't it? It's all very confusing. And what I've been up to, so not a lot, let's say. And I'm just going to bring my chair a little bit off the radiator so I can stop clonking the radiator behind me. Right, Maynia. Okay, so last week I still had 4 starts left to do over 2 days, so let's just crack on with those. No it's not, Tipsy Tree's next. Baby Cardinal by Victoria Sampler. On 32 count petty point. This is pretty much a finish other than it needs a star bead that's on its way. Tipsy Tree by Durene Designs, 14 count green tea dyed Lyrics Ada, something like that, in random threads with some beads. So yeah, that one just needs, no, that is done, that's done. I'm counting these as done if they just need a button or 2. And then we have 2 by Homespun Elegance on 14 count coffee anti and baked Ada. This is I can't think, Star Santa. And then we've got Starry Snowman. And I needed orange thread there, but I just popped a bead on and some beads for the coal, so I thought it looked cute. Those are tiny. I'm going to give myself a finishing challenge with those. And then next up, I worked sort of my, so those are all my starts done. So the second round, essentially, quarterfinals, yeah. So Cozy In by Little House Needleworks on tea-dyed Ada, no, tea-dyed 32 count Monaco, no, Murano, don't know what I'm talking about anymore. So that's a finish, I like that, it's very cute. And then we had Prairie Schooler Christmas Tree, which I'm only going to show you the pictures if I haven't finished it. Is that one there? Am I in? I don't even know if I'm in. I can't see. No, well, there we go. Yeah. So I literally did 1 row of snow and these 2 little bits here. It was just one of those days. One of those days. Then we had another one by Victoria Sampler. This is the Winter Fawn, and I just had to do the wreath, and that's done. Apart from the buttons, they're on order. Had to order some more. So there we go. So many little piles of Maynia bits were finished. Finished, but need some beads or buttons or something. Going through to the next round. Eliminated from the next round. This is Kathy Barrick, Carriage House Samplings. This is Running Stag, and it does need. Their FFO does have a scatter of beads, which I shall just use some sort of autumnal bead colour, which from like this Mill Hill pack will do. So, but they're not actually on the chart, so it'll be just, they'll be scattered on anyway. So that'll be a nice little finish. When I think I'll probably do that when I decide how I'm FFOing it, so I can see how big I need to kind of do the beads. And then I'm covering over my list here, which probably isn't helping. Yesterday I worked on Home for Christmas by Margaret Lee Designs by Margaret Lee, and I was working on all the pine leaves behind, and I also backstitched around the baubles. So just got the rest of the, so basically I've got that pine leaves to repeat over there, and then some backstitch on the gold and some beads to add to that. So hoping one more day will do on that one. So that'll be back next week. And I also, whilst I was beading and whatnotting, I finished off Peace Bird, because I just needed those there. And then I popped the beads on the By the Bay. It should have had white beads on the rocks and at the top of the trees like snow, but it just didn't seem snowy to me. So I saw 3 ships come sailing in a very nice warm kind of beachy place on Christmas morn. So I left them off after much debate with Heather. So whilst I was beading, I've sort of kept these ornaments because I knew they needed beading with the others. So this is when I finished a couple of months ago. I think this is a drawn thread, I can't remember. And I finished that. I'll just put the beads on that. And this is the other, Victoria Sampler one, which has got its buttons on now. So getting a nice pile of finishes there. So it's not, if you include the ones that need the buttons on, but everything else is done, that's 9 Maynia finishes plus the other 2. So, and I still have the pair that I did last month in my box of finishes. So I'm going to have a lot of really good ornaments on my tree this year. Exciting! Going to be toward a Christmas tree. So much finishing to do. And breathe. So I think I haven't decided how I'm going to finish half of them off, but we'll just work it out. Perhaps nearer Christmas when I can find things to mount them on and stuff nearer the time. Some plain ornaments and things like that. We'll aid with the decision making. Right, so what have I got coming up this week? Well, you're going to have to tell me. So today I shall be stitching on Candy Cane stocking by Black Designs. Oh, I can't find the page. There we go. So that is that one. And that's on 32 count Black Dahlia by Sparklies. It's the linen. Oh, let me know that pile out. Then tomorrow, Band Sampler by Earth Thread. So that basically it's just a repeat. The top bit's repeated again at the bottom. So there we go for that one. I get to tackle that ribbon embroidery again. Oh, at least it'll be plain sailing from then onwards. Thank you, Christine, for just a bit of advice about the satin stitch. And then we brought back because I finished all those little tiny ones last week. We brought a wild card back, and this Instagram voted, and they chose this Christmas stocking by Plum Street Samplers. Let's do it that way. So long way to go, so I'm going to have to tackle those snowflakes this time. So that'll be this week. That's on 32 count Murano that I coffee dyed. Get it right in the end. So those will be coming back this week. And then there'll be more Instagram votes as well. And then I've got Monday, I've got Prairie Schooler. That's the tea dyed Murano. So then you get confusing. I won't tell you what will be up against what for votes and things like that, because it's just going to get confusing. Okay, Bauble versus Candy Cane Stocking. That's going to be a vote next week on Instagram. And then potentially Mini Band versus Wildcard will be up as well. Anyway, so what I do need though is I've got nothing to stitch next Tuesday at the moment. So my dear Flosstube friends, you get to tell me what I'm going to stitch. And there's one from every sheet just to make life a bit difficult. And what I should have done is clip them. Oh no, it wouldn't have worked. We've got the Bell Pull drawn thread. Anything else on that one? Nope. We have got Piece, Black Designs. Oh. We've got Berry Bird, Theron Traditions. And Noel, Bent Creek. So I'll put all the charts in the description box, and there have been things on the screen and stuff like that. So please tell me which one I should be working on next Tuesday if you haven't seen this video before then. So that'll be Tuesday 26th. So I thought I'd give you a chance to vote, and I haven't got to do a 2 and then a 2, and then it all gets confusing. So the Berry Bird hasn't actually been up, didn't go up for the wild card because it was the only, because I had 5 and not 4. So there we go. Right. Yes, that'd be like 5, not 4. Right, okay. So, and there may well be other work. They may come back again as well if I get things finished. We'll see. And I have more time on my hands. Look at that, a nice segue. More time on my hands because I have finished Peace on Earth. This is by Cottage Garden Samplings, and I've got the Flosstube. There's Cottage Garden Samplings stitched on 28 count blue green guppy by Jodyri Designs, which was an exclusive a couple of 3 years ago, and I love it. Thank you to Christine Stitch All Things and Sarah Stitchology for hosting the sale. I got there in the end, despite a bit of snowbank problem. I've got a little person sat by me scrunching paper. He's going to stop that now. Right, so yeah, I'm super pleased with that. I don't know how I'm going to FFO it yet. It is a square design, so I'm thinking I would quite like to do some form of mounted flat finish, because I do like those at Christmas. I just think I'm more likely to put it up, so we will see what I can find near the time. Right, is that my stick? I think that's, I've shown so much. Right, okay, let's move all of these bits of paper out the way so I can see my teeny tiny bit of haul. Not much at all. My threads came in from, so basically plans, carry on with Maynia. Carry on with Maynia. If I have time, if I do get some finishes on some of those other ones, I will bring back maybe one of the eliminated and just do some work on one of those if I've got extra time in the day to try and get through some of those. So my weeks from Lakeside, Grasshopper was out of stock, so you know, that's graphite, grapefruit, grenadine, gulf, gunmetal, guacamole, because that's how we have to say it in our house, and grits. So yeah, very interesting palette today this time, just with the greys and the greens and the kind of corally colours. So there we go. And it's not a particular colour palette, it's just alphabetical. So Grasshopper should be coming next time. I got petite beads as well from Lakeside just to do my Maynia stuff. These are the petite potpourri, which Heather told me about, which is a fantastic little, you know, when you only want a couple of beads here and there. And I got red ones because I'm using quite a lot of red ones. I went to the range. It's been open like 6 months, but first time I've been there, and when I picked up some storage stuff and cleaning products and garden stuff, and yeah, loads of things. And but they have a craft section, which seems like it could be on a good day when I've got time to, when I feel like browsing properly, not kind of going down aisles. Loads of good kind of framing things, and yeah, so, and it's quite reasonable. Some of it's reasonable. I mean, these are very, very inexpensive charm packs, mini charm packs for my quilt. Some of them, there's lots and lots of solids in there, which I may or may not use, but you know, it's a bit cute. It's flicking bits out everywhere. And then, it's not the best quality stuff by any stretch of the imagination, but it'll be alright for my quilt. Some stripes and some solids in there, and triangles. I think there's one with a plus sign, which I thought was really nice. Yeah. Oh, bottom's got glitter in. So, you know. So, yeah, it's all oh, a little pretty one there. Yeah. Anyway, bits for the quilt. And for the price, if I don't use half the solids, then that's absolutely fine. So, and I had from one of my Daily 30 people. Daily 30 is a closed group at the moment, but there were some really lovely, kind, caring people in there, and I had a card from Lindsay. And that look, that's lovely, isn't it? I really do appreciate a handmade card. That's sweet. Just to say hello. I like a card that says hello. And I also last week had a card from Sharon to say hello, and she sent me some colour and cotton floss to try, which was very exciting because you just don't get that. I just haven't tried any before. So they got let's just squirrel that up out of the way. Perfect colours all for my Christmas, and you can see, as you can see from that bit there, I have been using some of the red already. So thank you to, and one was bronze, but the red didn't have a name, but it's now called Lovely Red in My Stash. Yes. So thank you to Sharon for those. And I left the card in the living room's got me on it. So. And speaking of bees, I did buy a new chart Wednesday. I'm conserving ink on the printer at the moment, so I will insert a picture here of it, and I've missed both my notes, so I can just remember to insert that picture, because we have the PC, everything's back. I've lost the pencil. There we go, and found a pencil, and yeah, so yeah, so we have a new printer. Computer, I can insert photos and do all fancy things. Oh, sorry, hubby can, because he likes doing this. He's good at it. A little side note: Lottie had to do oh yeah, the bee picture is there. It's Durene Jones. It's called. Don't remember what it's called. Let's see if I can find it quickly. This is when I just discovered it's called the bee pendibule, and that's it. Yeah, it is just called the bee pendibule. So anyway, there'll be a nice picture of it there. It's by Jodyri Jones on her Etsy site. I will link it below. I've never done a pendibule before, so I'm looking forward to trying this. It looks really fun to do. Her chart's excellent quality, very clear. Yeah, there you go. So, where are we at? Have I shown everything? We've done Maynia. We've done the haul. Teeny bit of haul. I have got stuff coming there for quilting and actually only quilting. Got some more, another charm pack coming in, some rotary blade and some fabric glue. Not fabric glue, but it's the stuff you use for EPP. So anyway, sorry, that was a bit of a rabbit hole. Yeah. So. Oh, giveaway. There we go. Brain suddenly kicked back in there. Lottie drew me some winners. And the winner of the bookmark was
number 2.
Who was Mel. We all know that. Mel's address, I've got that one. And the fish card went to...
number 2 again.
Number 2 again. So there were 3 entrants for this and 2 for the bookmark. So Sam, this is on its way to you. This week's draws are Jan. I still need your address, and this is the. Please, can you email me below? My emails are below, and Alison, somebody as well. I haven't heard from anybody who's wanted something in the past that I haven't heard from. After by the time the next video goes up, I am putting them back in the pile. So, because I've got a bag full of, well, I've got 3 or 4 charts that I just haven't heard from the people, and I know I don't always comment on things, but if you're a regular viewer, you should be picking up that you've won. So, Jan, please can you send me an email? And if you have sent me an email, I'm sorry, I haven't had it. I have been checking my junk mail, but please send it again. It's institchescarry@gmail.com. Right, would you like to win the Stitchy bookmark? It's that. Or would you like to win the dog bookmark kit? So that is just a chart. This is a full kit.
There's 2. There's a bookmark and a card. Yeah,
2 in 1. So you can make a card that sits in a bookmark that sits in like a card pocket type thing. Yeah, so I'd like to stitch the Stitchy bookmark. Well, the bookmark will do for that one. I'd like to stitch the dog. Oh, let's try again. I would like to stitch the dogs for this one. I'd like to stitch the bookmark for this one. That'll make it easier. Right. And I'm going to write keywords on my post-it note. Dogs. There we go. Make some notes as we go along because I'll have forgotten in 5 minutes because that's just what I'm like. Okay. Shout outs. I watched Sambry Stitch's interview with Anna, who is Stitch Roadie and Quilt Roadies on Instagram, Flosstube. So I've been watched a couple of her videos and she's got some fantastic projects. So check her out. She's got 100, you know, where have I been on that one? Nadine, who is Nad's X Stitch, she's a fairly new floss tube. I think she's got 7 videos out and has only been floss tubing since the start of quarantine. She's in the UK, so check her out. She's originally from Malta, now living in the UK, and has a real variety of projects. I've only watched the first couple of her videos, so I'm just going to work my way through those. And I forgot to shout Apple out last time, so here's your Apple X Stitch. Apple's another one of my Daily 30 ladies, so go and check her videos out and give her some of. She's got a nice variety of projects too, and that's about it. I will be back next week to. So where will next week take us? So yeah. So we will know. I think we'll be one day away from knowing what my kind of winning project of Maynia was. Or basically the one that took me the most days to get some working on. So thanks very much for participating with me and in choosing with my Maynia projects. Don't forget to vote for my wild card for next week, and take care and happy stitching. Thanks for watching my channel and leaving me such great comments. They really do mean a lot. Thanks for all the likes, the subscriptions. Don't forget to hit the bell to receive notifications of my new videos, and happy stitching!